we are live.
Hi guys.
Hello.
My name's Brooke.
We're gonna wait a few minutes. You got this, but we're gonna wait a few minutes to let people trickle in because no one's here yet. So
Perfect.
I'll introduce you. Oh my goodness, I haven't been up here in a few days.
Yeah, he's gonna come.
Look at this big guy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hello, early birds. Welcome. We're gonna wait a few minutes to get officially started, but hi everybody. Hello to my moderator. Thank you for being here. Hi everybody. Welcome. Hello. Early birds, why don't you drop some octopus emojis in the chat if you are excited to hang out with an octopus today. I'd love to show Groot some octopus emojis on my phone. Everybody say hi to Groot. He's excited. Look at that, everybody. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to wait a few more minutes to get officially started, but for you early birds, welcome to the Aquarium of the Pacific. We're currently behind the scenes of our octopus habitat, and you are going to meet Groot, the giant Pacific octopus. If you haven't met Groot before on TikTok Live, why don't you let me know in the comments? Why don't you drop some blue hearts if this is your first time meeting Groot, the giant Pacific octopus. We are live here at the Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach, California. And you can actually come visit Groot in person, as well as our other 12,000 animals. Oh, lots of blue hearts in the chat. This is a lot of people's first time meeting Groot today. I'm so excited. But like I said, you can come visit Groot in person here in Long Beach, California. You just need to make a reservation before you visit. Hi, everybody. You just need to make a reservation before you visit, and you can do so at the link in my bio. Lots of blue hearts on the chat because this is your first time meeting Groot. This is amazing. Well, I have someone new to introduce you to as well, TikTok. Everyone, I want you to meet Aquarius Brooke. Hi, Brooke.
Hi, you guys.
How's it going?
It's good.
Welcome to your first TikTok Live.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here.
It's going to be amazing. Can you tell us a little bit while we wait for Groot to come over? Can you tell us a little bit about what you do here at the aquarium?
So I'm the giant Pacific octopus keeper here at the aquarium. I feel really lucky. I think I have the best job in the world. These guys are incredible animals, and I'm really excited to share them with you guys.
That's amazing. What do you think, TikTok? Do you think she has the best job in the world? Because I think she does too. She gets to hang out with an octopus all day. And you are going to get to hang out with an octopus as well. This is going to be amazing. This is all hail keeper of Groot. Yes, this is going to be awesome. All right, everybody, start dropping your questions in the comments about octopuses. And right off the bat, we do call them octopuses here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. The very, very overly correct term would be octopodes. And but that's a little difficult to say, so we say octopuses here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. Oh, and this is a great question coming in. Oh, so many great questions coming in. All right, so Groot is going to come over to say hello to us.
Shall I bring him down?
Yeah, let's bring him over.
So one of the ways that we let him know that a play session is coming is we'll actually give him splash time. Splash time is one of his favorite games. It's a really good tactile enrichment. You'll see him open himself up because he actually enjoys when the water hits his suckers.
Splash time! Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Did you guys know octopuses are just really, really cute and adorable? A lot of people think they're a little spooky, but I think they're absolutely incredible. And if you followed us on TikTok for some time now, you'll know that Groot arrived at our aquarium last October. So we're coming up on his year here at the Aquarium of the Pacific, and you've watched him grow up. So when he arrived here at the aquarium, he was just over 2 pounds. And Brooke, how much would you estimate he weighs today?
So he's probably right between 21 and 25 pounds. We're not sure exactly where he's at. We'll actually be weighing him next week.
Ooh, we'll have to give TikTok an update on how much he weighs a year after living at our aquarium. This is amazing. Oh my gosh. This is so cool. Look at him suctioning right onto Brooke. Brooke, does that hurt at all, those suction cups on you?
No, so the suction cups don't hurt me at all. They also don't hurt Groot. He can decide when he wants to hang on and when he wants to let go. So what we do is we'll peel him off as we go. He's very sticky. And this is actually just like splash time. It's another type of enrichment. It's a tactile one where he gets to feel his environment. You can see, you can hear it all popping off.
Yeah, we got some ASMR happening. We got some bubble wrap popping sounds happening
It does
here.
sound like bubble wrap.
It totally does. And everyone who's just joining us, welcome. We're here live at the Aquarium of the Pacific here in Long Beach, California, hanging out with Groot, the giant Pacific octopus, and Aquarius Brooke. and we're going to learn all about octopuses today, but specifically we're going to learn about Groot. So Groot is a giant Pacific octopus, right, Brooke?
Yes.
And that is the largest species.
Yes. So Groot, we're estimating based on his age and his weight that he's going to be upwards of 40 to 50 pounds by the time he's grown. However, in the wild, they can actually grow up to 16 feet across and over 100 pounds. And there have been cases where they're even bigger than that. So
that's incredible. He is going to grow up so big and strong. And that's partly in part to what he eats here at the aquarium, right, Brooke?
Yes.
So what do you typically feed him?
So Groot gets a complete variety. He gets anything from clams, shrimp, capelin, squid, you name it. If it's a fish or a mollusk or a crustacean in the ocean, he definitely gets it.
He's all about it. Do you think he has a favorite food?
He definitely has some favorites, and we've got a lot of his favorites here with us today, actually.
Yay! We're so excited to see what he's going to eat and how he's going to eat.
As you can see, he really enjoys this type of
Yeah,
play.
he's having a lot of fun with you. This is awesome. So right now what you're doing, we have a ton of new people here. Welcome everyone. We're here live at the Aquarium of the Pacific here in Long Beach, California. And it may look like Brooke is being sucked into an octopus exhibit, but really they're having some fun playtime. And this is a really great enrichment for him, right, Brooke?
Yes, so this is something he really enjoys. What is part of my job as a keeper is actually figuring out what my octopus likes. And they all have really distinct personalities, which makes it really fun. So with him, he's really rambunctious. He likes kind of a more rough play style. He likes to come up and grab on. He likes a little tug of war, and as you can see, I'm starting to get little marks on my hands.
Yeah.
From handling him. But they can range anywhere in their personalities, from being really rambunctious and excitable to being super timid and shy. So it's all part of my job to figure out what my octopus likes.
Amazing. And so a question while this is all happening, do octopuses bite?
Yes. So they are actually very capable of biting. I can open him up so you can kind of see right in the center there. That's going to be where his beak is. He doesn't have it out now, thankfully.
Thankfully.
But they actually have a beak, so they don't have teeth or anything like that. It's made of keratin, just like your fingernails would be.
Wow.
And what's really cool about it is that it actually has neurotoxins in it that when they bite their prey, it puts paralysis, so the prey can't move, and it breaks down their tissue.
Wow. So there's a difference between being venomous and poisonous, right?
Yes.
So octopuses are venomous.
Yes, octopuses are venomous. That means that it's why we can eat technically calamari without being poisoned, because venomous is when an animal injects its serum or its poison into you.
Wow. This is amazing. I'm just totally mesmerized right now. And I think we might have the most viewers we've ever had on a TikTok Live before. Shout out to the 40,000 people joining us. We're here live at the Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach, California. And we are going to learn all about Groot today. I want to thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit that follow button. We are live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific. And I'm so grateful you're here today. We are a non-profit aquarium. I love when Groot gets pet like a puppy. Like, are you guys seeing that? Look at him changing colors and responding to her too. We're going to get to that in just a second. But just a heads up, we are a non-profit aquarium, and you can donate to us here on TikTok Live. That money goes right back to all of our 12,000 animals we have here at the aquarium and our education and conservation efforts. So thank you all so much for being here today. All right, so let's talk about their body and shape and all of it. So something that people automatically assume is that an octopus has 8 tentacles, and that would be incorrect, right, Brooke?
That is correct. They actually have 8 arms.
Arms.
Each arm is lined with 2 rows of suction cups. Each of those suction cups can individually taste and smell. So when he's holding on to me, he can actually taste me and smell me, and I taste and smell different from other keepers and other people.
Yeah. So did everyone hear that? When he is touching Brooke or he's touching me, I'm going to go ahead and get in on this because
he'll love that.
It's so much fun. This is like my favorite part of my job, is getting to touch the octopus. He's actually tasting us with those suckers. That's really incredible.
Cool too about him is that he actually, he really thrives. So like I said, as a keeper, you try to learn what your octopus likes. And he really thrives on encounters and social interactions. So things like meeting Madeline and tasting somebody different, having someone smell different, and pet him different are actually really good for him, and he really thrives on that.
That's so cool. Well, Groot, anytime you need someone to pet you, I volunteer, and I'm sure we have about 30,000 people here that would volunteer as well. Is anyone afraid of octopuses? Drop an octopus emoji in the chat if you're afraid of octopuses. So they are really cool animals, and you can watch as he's changing color as Brooke interacts with him. Can you tell us a little bit about their amazing ability to change the color and texture of their skin?
So what's incredible is that they basically have these cells called chromatophores, and they're connected to nerve endings, and his brain will actually tell him when to change not only color, but also his texture. So you can see right now he's got all these ridges, and he's this kind of rough, almost like he would look like a rock or maybe a piece of algae.
Yeah.
And he can also go really and have his skin look really kind of soft. You can see up here a little bit softer, and he can go darker colors as well. And what's really cool about like his dark color of red is that the further you dive into the ocean, the less you're actually able to see the color red. So by turning red, you would think, oh, it's super obvious, he's right there. But actually, it's harder to see him.
That's fascinating. I always think that's so cool. You would think red would be the most identifiable color, but in the ocean, it totally disappears. This is so cool. So right now we have a really good shot at his eye. That's his eye right there, everybody. Check that out. And you can see he has a horizontal pupil. Brooke, can you tell us anything about their eyesight? Can he see us?
So their eyesight is actually super cool. It has a lot of the same structures as we have, so they do see things somewhat similarly like we do. Some of their key differences is that their eye actually has the ability to move its lens, so they don't have a blind spot.
Oh.
If I put my hand behind him here, he can actually move his eye in a way in which he can see my hand.
That's amazing. I didn't know that, TikTok. Did you guys know that? I learned something new every single live, I swear, about these animals. It's so incredible. And we had some.
Got him making a great escape.
We have some arm action over here, and that's actually a great segue to a question we get a lot. And I didn't prepare you for this one, Brooke, so I can happily take over. But we always get asked, you know, does our octopus ever escape? Is it possible for the octopus to escape? Because we know they are not only masters of disguise, but masters of just being, I don't know, all around devious a little bit. they could potentially be. So we have lots of security measures in place here at the Aquarium of the Pacific to make sure that he doesn't escape, because an octopus out of water, that's not good for them, right, Brooke?
No. So while they can survive, 15 to 30 minutes on land by actually retaining water in their mantle, which is their head, it is not ideal for them. So we really don't want them to escape for their own health and well-being. What's cool about them and what makes them such good escape artists is anywhere that their beak can squeeze, and I mean, you guys saw their beak was yay big.
Yeah.
It's really tiny. Anywhere they can squeeze that little bone, they can squeeze the rest of their body through. So we have to make sure that we're extra careful and that we're extra on top of how we build these enclosures from start to finish. Another really good measure we do is if you look at the walls, and I'm not sure you have a wall there, that's a little lighter, it's actually astroturf. And what that is that the suctions on the octopus, for whatever reason, don't like to stick to astroturf. So we can have a tank like this with an open top, but he won't climb out because he can't stick to the astroturf.
Yeah, you can see that's all surrounding here inside of his exhibit. There's also these double lock doors too, so we have several levels of security measures in place because we want to keep Groot as safe as possible. So we've already raised almost $200 in that short amount of time. Thank you all so much for donating. This has been so awesome. Stick around. We're going to learn so much more about Groot, the giant Pacific octopus, and make sure you drop in your questions. So just a heads up for everyone who's just joining us, welcome. We're here live at the Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach, California, and we're joined with Groot and Aquarist Brooke today. Hi, Brooke. This is Brooke's first TikTok live, so everybody show her some love. This is so much fun. This is a giant Pacific octopus. And can you tell us a little bit? Oh, look at that bright red color. He's having so much fun.
Like I said, he loves his rambunctious
He's
playtime.
all tangled up in Brooke. This is amazing. So cool. All right, so a lot of people are asking how old Groot is, and what's an octopus's lifespan like?
So we estimate Groot to be between 2 and 3 years old. Their lifespan is generally between 3 and 5. We do believe Groot will be a higher end, closer to the 5, based on his weight and his size and how he continues to grow. Just last month, he gained a couple pounds, so we're continuing to monitor him, and we think he's going to end up topping off around 50 pounds, give or take.
Amazing. And yeah, it's kind of sad. People are kind of sad in the comments that octopuses have a really short lifespan, but this is actually one of the longer-lived cephalopods, right, Brooke?
It is. Some of them only survive a couple months or less than a year.
So speaking of cephalopods, which I just brought up, that's a new word. What is a cephalopod?
Cephalopod is basically what Groot is. It encompasses that whole family: squid, cuttlefish, all of those things. Just a fancy
word for it. Very cool. And so Groot has a lot of amazing adaptations Something that I really like to talk about, or hear about at least, is that the fact that he has a couple of hearts, blue blood. Any other fun facts we need to know?
I mean, all of Groot is pretty much one giant fun fact.
So true.
I feel like I also learn something new every day about him, but one really cool part that I can show you guys, right over here, we get a good look at his siphon.
Yeah.
So his siphon is actually used for a lot of functions. You can see it making the ruffles in the water.
Blowing bubbles.
So typically their siphon, they'll actually use it when they swim. It works both as a propeller and to help them steer. So what they'll do when they swim is they'll fill, excuse me, I need this hand. They'll fill their mantle, they'll fill it full of water, and then they'll push that water out of their siphon in order to guide themselves and in order to have speed.
Amazing. That's so cool. So you called this his mantle. Is that his head? What is that on him?
That's basically his entire body.
Wow.
So he's basically arms and a mantle in a nutshell.
Arms and mantle. There
He's got
it is.
his heart in there, his liver, every part of his body is in there. His gills are in there, which help him breathe water.
Amazing. What do you think he feels like? If you could describe it to TikTok, what would you describe Groot as feeling like?
So he feels pretty slimy, especially the skin up here.
Yeah.
The suction cups, I would say, feel very sticky. As you can see, I've spent, however long we've done this so far, just peeling him off constantly. And he feels a little extra slimy today because he actually shed some of his suction cups.
Oh, yeah, I got some slime on me right on my hand.
Yeah.
I always describe Groot as a wet gummy bear or kind of like a wet booger. It's a little boogery, but it's very cute at the same time. He's very, very cool. Lots of questions coming in. This is so much fun. Can he choose what to stick to, or does he just stick to everything?
He can actually choose. So that's why I say when I peel him off of me, like he's not hurting me, and also I'm not hurting him. At any point he can choose to let go. He chooses to hang on because he likes it and he enjoys the playtime.
It's a fun interaction. This is so cool. Shout out to our 17 donors who have raised over $300 for our nonprofit aquarium. Thank you so much. Like I said, we're a nonprofit aquarium with a focus on conservation and education, and we are home to over 12,000 animals, so you donating here on TikTok helps support our mission. Thank you all so much. A couple of questions coming in about why are you splashing him?
So this is actually one of Groot's games that he really likes, and it's actually a favorite among most octos, and it's splash time. So for whatever reason, just like handling him is a tactile enrichment, and he enjoys it, and he enjoys the feeling of his suckers kind of being tugged with. He also enjoys when you put water on their suckers. It's an enrichment, and it's a playtime, and it's something they really enjoy.
Oh, let me tell you guys that I have gotten the extreme privilege of getting to interact with Groot since he first arrived at our aquarium. And he is so much stronger now, a year later. He is a strong boy. He is growing up big and strong. Let's remind TikTok about how much do you think he weighs at this point?
So he's between 20 and 25 pounds right now, and growing.
Amazing.
Yes,
he's growing up big and strong, and we expect him to probably hit about 50 around there, right?
Yes, right in that range. And
so cool. Lots of questions. Everyone wants to know where his eyes are. They're actually hiding on this side right now.
I can kind of help.
There
Sometimes his slimy skin.
Sometimes
will get
there's his eye. You see that TikTok? Isn't that so cool? Let's get some eye emojis in the comments if you saw Groot's eye. That was so cool. Lots of great questions coming in. This is so much fun. Great questions, everybody. All right, this is one of my favorite questions. How can you tell the difference between a male and a female octopus?
So if he gives me my hands, I might be able to actually show you today. We'll see if he gives
We'll see if you're allowed to have hands today.
So
I don't know, Brooke.
The male octopus on his third arm from his right actually has what's called a heptacotylist. It's his reproductive organ. And he's giving it to you.
It's mine today.
So this is his heptacotylist. This is his reproductive organ, and this is how you tell the difference, because with a female, the suction cups go all the way to the end, but with the male, they stop short.
Wow. I don't think we've ever had such a clear view of it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Groot. You knew we were going to ask about that today. Thank you for showing it off. And let's talk a little bit about their reproductive cycle. So a lot of people ask, why is a lot of people... Sorry, we're getting questions coming in. This is so much fun. Okay, I got distracted for a second. A lot of people ask why Groot is the only octopus inside of his habitat. Can you talk a little bit about why giant Pacific octopus are mostly solid, secluded animals, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. So they are solitary animals.
Solitary, that's the word.
There you're right there. They spend their lives alone. The only time they ever come together with another octopus is to mate. if we were to put another, friend in here for Groot, it wouldn't be very friendly between the two of them.
No, it wouldn't.
So we definitely keep them separate for their own safety and the safety of, said companion.
Yeah.
And what they actually do is once they mate, that usually signals the start of the end of their life cycle. So with the females, they'll actually lay eggs. They lay anywhere from 10,000 to over 100,000 eggs. And the female will actually spend the remainder of her life protecting those eggs, never eating, never leaving them, till they hatch and she eventually dies.
Yeah, so when every day on Mother's Day, make sure you give a shout out to octopus mothers, because they really are ride or die for their babies.
They absolutely are.
Or ride and die for their babies. It's kind of tragic in some ways, but it's really beautiful in other ways. Octopuses are just incredible animals, and there's still so much more to learn about them, right, Brooke?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I learn new stuff every day, and also there's still new stuff being learned by scientists. We don't know everything there is to know about these animals, and I think that's part of what makes their mystique and also them really fun and interesting.
Definitely. So, I think it's a pretty easy question. What got you interested in cephalopods or octopuses specifically?
So I actually started with octopuses as an assignment. It was, this tank needs to be covered a few years ago at a different facility. Here's your octopus.
Here's your octopus, ma'am.
Feed them and play with them, and that was pretty much it. So from there, the rest is history. I just fell in love right away. And it's hard not to fall in love because these guys are so incredible. They have such distinct personalities. I was saying how Groot is really rambunctious and active. I've had octos that are really timid and shy, some that are really sweet. So you end up really bonding with this animal. And what's unique about them too, how I was saying their eye structure, they see somewhat similarly to us, is that they can actually tell their keepers apart.
I was going to ask, do you think he recognizes you?
Absolutely. He knows me apart from his other keepers, and they do have favorites. It's very interesting.
Do you think you're a favorite?
I think I'm a favorite.
I think you're a favorite. What about me, Groot? Am I a favorite? I'm not a keeper, but we hang out.
Maybe I'm a favorite too. Earlier, so you're probably a favorite.
Maybe I'm on the list at least. Maybe I'm in the top 8. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. This is so much fun. Give a shout out to our 28 donors who have raised almost $500 in this short amount of time. Thank you all so much. This is so cool. Great questions coming in. Are octopuses dangerous?
No, not really. I mean, if you run into one in the wild, they're going to hide. They keep to themselves. They're animals that they hunt primarily at night. They hide in their den all day. And like anything, they're more afraid of you than you are of them.
Yeah. This is so cool. So we have another species of octopus here at the Aquarium of the Pacific called the day octopus. What's the difference between a day octopus and the giant Pacific octopus?
Well, for the giant Pacific octopus, they're the largest octopus you're going to have. They're the big ones. They have the longest lifespan. The day octopus is a little smaller, and his name is Dumpling, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dumpling, the day octopus.
So yeah, these guys they're cold water species. They're local to not only the California coast, but all the way up to Alaska and even some parts of Japan.
So cool. So a couple of questions are coming in about, does Groot ink, or do octopus ink in general?
So octopus do ink. Groot has not inken from the time I think that's how you say it. From the time he's been here, and that's a good thing because octopus generally will ink to get away from predators or when they're stressed. So we wouldn't want Groot to ink here at the aquarium.
Yeah, it is a pretty stressful experience for them in order to ink. So we definitely don't want that, and we are honored that he hasn't.
Yes,
this is so cool. So for everyone just joining us, can you point to where his mouth is? Right in there. And we mentioned earlier, he actually has a beak, right?
Yes.
So is that like a bird's beak?
Yes, it's just like a bird's beak. It's made of keratin, just like your fingertips. And it actually has this toxin in it that's part of his venom, that when he bites his prey, it paralyzes his prey and then breaks down the tissue.
That's so cool. That's amazing. I just think if you were to describe like someone who's never heard of an octopus before, you're like, okay, it has 8 arms, it's squishy, it has blue blood, it has a bird's beak, it lives in the ocean, this species lives in very cold water. I think that person would be like, what are you, you're just making that up as you go along. But Groot is really just an incredible animal, and this has been so much fun, TikTok. Are you having fun? Let's get some octopus emojis in the chat if you're enjoying this live stream so far. I want to remind you that we are live here at the Aquarium of the Pacific every single week at 3 p.m. Pacific on Tuesdays. So I hope you'll continue to join us. And we're not done yet. Don't go anywhere. We have some fun toys and enrichment items for Groot coming up soon. But everyone's asking, maybe we can give him a snack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we talk about what he eats here at the Aquarium of the Pacific?
So he's going to eat a little bit of anything and everything. We pride ourselves on a lot of variety. Today in his little variety box, we've got some prawns.
Ooh, look at that delicious seafood platter.
Some mollusks.
Yummy.
We've got squid.
Yum, yum.
Clam, and this actually is intact. It's got a hard shell, so he'll use his beak to pry it open.
Wow.
It's a good enrichment for him. And of course, the fan favorite,
a crab. Ooh, Groot, what do you think about that? Are you excited for some snacks today? This is so fun. He's got a pretty good, I think I'm a new favorite, or maybe he just remembers me. It's been a minute, Groot, but it is good to see you. This is so much fun. All right, let's see him. So you're gonna give him muscle.
Yes,
I had a brain fart for a second.
It's okay, me too.
So this is one of the many foods that Groot enjoys, and we're able to feed him this restaurant quality, sustainable seafood thanks to your donations and thanks to your visitation tickets, and any money that you spend here at the Aquarium of the Pacific goes right back to our animals. So we're really, really appreciative, and the money you donate here on TikTok goes to that as well. So we're so thankful for it. What are you doing on this side, Groot? You're hanging out on this side? Are you being shy with Brooke now?
Pass him off.
Yeah, let's check it out.
There we go. So I usually hand it to his suckers. Like I said, each one can individually taste and smell. So right now, they're exploring this item. They're tasting it, they're smelling it, and he is deciding that he would like to eat it. So you can see he's going to send it right to the center.
Moving it over. That is so cool. Did you see him, TikTok? Let's get some blue hearts in the chat if you saw that really smooth behavior right there. He just moved it right on over to his mouth from his arm. That was incredible.
Yep, and he's got it right there, and he's hanging on to it. So he sometimes does this where he enjoys his playtime so much that he will sometimes actually save his food in like his little armpits here, and he won't necessarily start to eat till we've left because he doesn't want to jeopardize his,
doesn't want to miss out on the playtime.
Playtime.
Yeah. I don't blame you, Groot. Brooke is very, very fun. This is incredible. If you're just joining us, welcome. We're here live at the Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach, California. And I am having the honor of being tangled up in Groot right now. This is incredible. My name is Madeline. I am behind the camera. It is my job to bring you all of our animals every single week at 3 p.m. on Tuesdays here on TikTok Live. And Aquarius Brooke's job is to take care of this beautiful guy. This is Groot, our giant Pacific octopus here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. Thank you so much to the 31 donors who have raised almost $600 for our nonprofit aquarium. You guys are always so amazing. You show so much love. We appreciate your support. All right, so let's catch up on some questions. Lots of questions coming in. Groot has 8 arms. People say they think they're in love. I am definitely in love. It is hard not to fall in love with an octopus. They are incredible animals. Ooh, great question. How much does he weigh?
So Groot weighs between 20 and 25 pounds right now. Last time we weighed him, he was actually at 21. We're going to be weighing him again next week, so we will have an update for you.
Yeah, we'll have to make an update video about Groot, the giant Pacific octopus. And we posted a lot of videos about Groot, so make sure when this feed is over, you scroll through our TikTok and you can watch videos about him. I saw some people saying that they're not able to donate right now, and that is 100% okay. If you want to show support for our nonprofit aquarium, you can share this live with your friends and your family. You can also comment, show up every single week here on TikTok Live, comment on our videos, share them with your friends. It means the world for you to support us that way, and that's so helpful. So thank you so much to everyone for your support. This is so cool. It is a little after 3 p.m. here in Long Beach, California. I saw someone asking what time it is. And yeah, you can actually come visit and see Groot in person. While we aren't offering our octopus encounter right now, we hope to bring it back soon in the future. Keep an eye on our social media channels for that update. We are offering a couple of really cool animal interactions. One is with our penguins, another with our sharks and rays, and another one with our seals and sea lions. So you can actually come to our aquarium here in Long Beach, California, and meet our animals up close. And hopefully one day you'll be able to meet an octopus in person as well. Someone asked, does the suction cups leave a mark? I'm going to show you.
Absolutely, they do.
They totally do. Let's see what I got happening on me right now. Drew, can I have my hand back, please? Thank you, sir. Ooh, look at that. Check that out. Oh, let me go this way. Yep, lots of octopus kisses left over. And it's an honor. That was, this is really, really cool.
There's the siphon.
And there's the siphon coming on that side. I have been lucky enough to be splashed by Groot before, by very, very cold water, but it is an honor to be splashed by you, Groot. He's able to actually shoot water out of that siphon.
Oh, and it's incredible what they can do in regards to that. Now, Groot's really good. He doesn't tend to use it too much, but I've had octos that are very expressive with their siphon. They actually have pinpoint accuracy, and they can shoot it at 20 miles an hour. So
wow.
I have been soaked before when they've decided to express themselves.
Yeah. They have something to say. Maybe feed me a little faster or play with me. That's so funny. They are very expressive animals. This is so cool. And speaking of that water's pretty cold, right?
Yes, it is.
I believe 48 degrees. Is that the coldest exhibit we have here at the aquarium?
I believe
it is.
Be.
And so, Brooke, do you ever get in here and dive?
Yes, I actually do dive in here with Groot. He's very friendly while I dive. He's very mischievous as well. I have to bring a lot of spare tools. They tend to go missing as the dive goes on. He also likes to take my equipment off, so he'll take my regulator out of my mouth. He'll take my mask off of my face. Sometimes he'll just attach around my waist, and I'll just have a really big octopus on my hip while I work.
Just a little mischievous coworker. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. That's so cool. And octopuses are pretty smart, right, Brooke?
Absolutely. They're really smart. They actually, they're really good at solving puzzles too. So here at the aquarium, in order to keep Groot on his toes, we actually give him lots of food puzzles and lots of other types of puzzles and toys and games to keep him entertained.
That's so cool. Look at him changing colors right in front of us. Did you guys see him go from that bright red to kind of like that mottled white on there? That was amazing. Super, super cool. Can you tell us a little bit about how he's able to change colors and texture so quickly?
So he has cells all over his body. They're called chromatophores, and they're attached to nerve endings, where his brain will actually tell those nerve endings when to change colors, what color to change, what texture. So you can go anywhere from, you know, a really pale white to a super dark red, and then you can also change his texture from being really smooth to really rough.
That's so cool. Ooh, this is a great question. How many cups, suction cups, does Groot have?
So Groot is going to have right around 250 on each arm, and he's going to have over 2,000 total. What's really cool about each of these suction cups, and some of you have already heard this, but for new people coming in, is each one can individually taste and smell. So you can see them react whenever you touch them.
Yeah.
They'll actually taste you and smell you. And they can actually hold right around 10 pounds of force on each one.
That's
so
incredible.
When you combine them all together, these octos can move hundreds of pounds. They're
easily
extremely strong animals.
They are really, really strong. I've gotten the pleasure of being able to touch Groot pretty much since he arrived here at the Aquarium of the Pacific when he was about 2 pounds, and now he's over 20 pounds. And I got to tell you, he is much stronger than he was when he was itty bitty. This is a great question. How do you know when he doesn't like an activity?
So the nice part about octopuses is you never have to guess. They'll let you know. If he wasn't enjoying this, he would leave. If he doesn't like a food item, he won't eat it. He doesn't lie to you.
He won't lie.
He doesn't tell you nice things. He does only exactly what he wants to do, which is why I think encounters like this are so special, because we know this animal wants to be here and wants to participate in this.
It is really special.
He would leave.
Exactly, yeah. And we never force our animals to participate in these live streams, but we are very lucky that Groot always shows up for TikTok. I think he likes TikTok just as much as TikTok likes him, so it's a pretty good time. And just a reminder, we are live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, so make sure you are following us. Hit that follow button, and that way you can get notified every time we go live. All right, what's next for Groot?
So I think we're going to give him some of his clam.
Ooh.
So this is live clam. It's got the shell intact, and he'll actually have to use his beak in order to break it open.
That's
this
amazing.
tends to be one of his favorites. I like to hand it to him on the end, but I like him to have to bring it all the way himself. You can see each sucker tasting and smelling it, deciding if it's something he wants.
He's like, oh,
And
yeah,
that's
this is my
going
favorite. Right. That was even faster.
That was even
than
faster
the muscle, I
than
think.
the muscle.
Good job, Groot. Let's give a round of applause to Groot. He did a great job taking that clam. That was amazing. This is so cool. Lots of questions coming in. Great questions. Does he ever get out by himself? And that's something that can definitely happen, but we have lots of security measures in place to ensure that it doesn't, because octopuses can be very tricky animals. Like Brooke said earlier, Their entire body is very squishy, except for their beak was just about this big, right, Brooke?
Yeah, it's very small.
Very small.
He might show it to us while he's eating, but we'll see.
And he can squeeze through anything that beak can squeeze through, even though the rest of his body is much bigger.
Absolutely. It's incredible that this huge animal can fit through a hole that's yay big.
Yeah, and so some ways that we're able to discourage that, or make sure that he's nice and safe here in his habitat, is that the walls are lined with astroturf, which his suction cups cannot grab onto, and there's also double locks on his door. So we make sure that his exhibit is nice and safe.
You can see the mussel right there, and
there's
clam
the mussel
right there.
and the clam, and he's waiting for more. He's so excited.
So what he's doing, which I said earlier, is you can see he's holding onto the pieces, but he hasn't quite started eating them yet.
Yeah.
That's oftentimes because he wants to enjoy his playtime. He doesn't want his playtime jeopardized by eating time. So a lot of times when I give him food, he'll hang on to it in his little armpits, and he'll wait till I leave to actually start eating it.
That is so cool. I saw a great question come in, and I don't even think I know the answer to this. Can he hear us? Because he hears us talking right now.
So yes and no. They can't hear conventionally like you and I can. However, he can feel vibrations.
That's
so he
amazing.
can feel the vibrations of our voice, and he knows that we're talking in some way, shape, or form.
We're communicating out here. That's
Yes.
so cool. I did not know the answer to that. It's amazing. Someone was asking if he recognizes people, and Brooke shared earlier that we're pretty sure he does.
Yes, so with the combination of his eyesight, which you can see his eye right there.
There's the eye.
Combination of his eyesight as well as his suction cups, he can see, taste, and smell, and he can use those things to differentiate between us as keepers, between meeting new people. That's why when he meets new people, sometimes he gets more excited than even seeing me, because he sees me all the time.
It's like, you're boring today, Brooke.
Yeah, sometimes he'll be like, oh, it's just you again, and then I should introduce him to someone like Madeline, and he's really excited to meet somebody new.
Yeah, this is so much fun. And like we said earlier, if he wasn't into this at all, there's nothing keeping him on this side with us. He could go back down into his exhibit, crawl into a cave if he wanted to, but he's obviously very, very excited to hang out with us today.
He's very, very social. Like I said, I've worked with a lot of them. They have very different personalities, and he is hands down the most social one I've worked with.
This is so cool.
He really thrives on interactions and encounters and meeting new people.
You can tell, right, TikTok? This is amazing. Okay, so just an update for everyone who's just getting here. This is Groot. Groot. It took me a second to spell that out. Forgive me, TikTok. But this is Groot. He is a giant Pacific octopus here at the Aquarium of the Pacific, and he is a male giant Pacific octopus. And we're able to tell that he's a male how, Brooke?
So I can actually hand it to you. I think he has it right over here. This is his hectocotylus. You can tell the males and females apart because the suction cups stop right about there.
Mm-hmm.
With the females, it'll go all the way, the suction cups will go all the way to the tip. With the males, it stops just short of their reproductive organ, which is his hectocotylus.
That's fascinating. So if it was a female octopus, it would look like just like any other arm, right?
Absolutely.
Fascinating. So cool. And you can actually see the moment here on TikTok if you scroll through our octopus videos that we discovered Groot was a male. It's an octopus video titled It's a Boy. And it's really cute back when Groot first arrived when he's teeny, teeny, tiny. This is so much fun, TikTok. We are nearing $700. And I think that once we hit 1,000, we should do some really fun enrichment with Groot. What do you think, Brooke?
I agree.
So we have some options coming up, so stay tuned. And if you can spare $5, that would be amazing. If you can't donate, it is no worries at all. A great way to support our nonprofit aquarium is by liking, commenting on our videos, sharing them with your friends, sharing this live stream with your friends, and showing up every single week, Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific. Great questions. Oh, we do have axolotls. Our aquarium is home to over 12,000 animals. And I'm sorry if I miss your questions while we're live. You can always feel free to comment on our videos or send our page a message if I miss your comments or questions. I try and get back to as many as possible. And some of them are great inspiration for our videos, so definitely stay tuned to see if your questions get asked on a future video. We have a series called Ask AOP, that's Ask the Aquarium of the Pacific, and maybe your comment will be featured on a future video. So definitely stay tuned. Oh, great question. Does he eat the shell?
No, so he won't eat the shell. However, his beak can actually go through the shell if he needed to.
So in the wild, are there just a ton of, or maybe even in this exhibit, do you find just shells with holes in them and you can kind of determine like, oh, there was an octopus near here?
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of times in the wild too, they'll actually, leading up to their den, they call them octopus gardens, where you basically have a bunch of empty shells. And,
oh, that's an octopus garden, guys.
Things.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
And they'll actually use that siphon right there that we were talking about earlier to clean their dens in the wild. Let me know if you need a hand with him.
Yeah, I'll take a little extra help. I got one arm and an octopus and the other holding the phone. This is so cool. My job rocks. This is amazing. Thank you, Brooke.
Of course, all in the
there
day
we go.
of the life.
All a day in the life of Brooke and social media here at the Aquarium Pacific. This is so cool. Ooh, a great question just came in. Can he open a jar? And we are nearing $800 donated, so I think we can answer that question in just a few more minutes. I hope we can get to $1,000 raised. That would be just incredible. And like I said, no worries if you cannot donate today. We are live every Tuesday, and a great way to show support is just by being here. So thank you for joining us. Great question, Brooke. How old do you think do we estimate Groot to be?
So we estimate Groot based on when we got him, his size and his weight, which is just over 21 pounds right now. We believe it could be as high as 25 at the moment. We believe him to be between 2 and 3 years old.
Amazing. And talk about the octopus's lifespan. So when they're first born, they're teeny tiny, right?
Yeah, so they're really small. I mean, like that might even be too big.
The grain, like a size of a grain of rice, right?
Yeah. And
teeny tiny.
And they're born, the female lays, I mean, tens of thousands of eggs. And in the wild, their ability in order to turn into an adult, basically, is at less than 1%. So they're definitely, guys like him, someone to make it to this size is 1 in a million.
That's
basically.
incredible. That's incredible. And Groot, you are definitely 1 in a million. I feel the same way. This is so cool. Some people are saying squid game in the comments. Maybe we should give him a squid. Let's play a squid game, Groot. Let's do it. So Groot actually is a cephalopod, and so are squids, which is maybe a little problematic that he eats them, but that's okay. What do you think, Brooke?
Well, in the wild, they do actually predate on their own kind, so this is a natural food item for
fascinating.
them, even if it makes us squirm a little.
That's okay, Groot. You are definitely cool enough. We think you're amazing. So there he goes for that squid.
Like I said, each sucker can taste and smell, and he decides if he wants to eat that today. And he's hanging on to it. There's not quite as much enthusiasm as the...
I was just reminded that some people eat mammals as well, so there's also that too. It happens. This is so cool, everyone. Are you enjoying this live stream? Drop some octopus emojis. Ooh, we got the siphon out. And oh my goodness, I think that was because Groot knew. We have raised over $1,000 for our nonprofit aquarium. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you, Groot. You knew it was time. That's incredible. They are so smart. TikTok, you always show us so much love. We are so grateful. Thank you so much for your support. We are live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific. And like I promised, I said we were going to do some cool enrichment once we got to $1,000 raised for our nonprofit. So, Brooke, you want to take it away? Show us some enrichment items that we have for Mr. Groot today.
Well, hand him a clam so he can hold on to something while we leave him. There you go, bud.
There you go, Groot. And clam is his favorite, so he's going to enjoy that. There it goes, disappearing into the depths of Groot. This is so cool. Someone said that their favorite animal is an octopus. Drop some octopus emojis if that is true for you, too. I think it is also true for me, especially right now, being so close to one. This is so cool. All right, what do we have for an enrichment?
All right, so we have 2 options. The first one is going to be the double egg. It's an egg inside an egg. And
egg and egg.
Hide the blue crab inside the egg.
Oh, okay.
This is so that not only does he have to solve, but he actually has to look for it. Because once he solves the first puzzle, he'll still need to solve another one to get to it.
That's incredible. And actually, TikTok was the first time, we were live on TikTok the first time Groot ever got that egg enrichment. So they know it all too well. All right.
He looks so small next
Oh,
to
he
it.
really did. It was really sweet. And what's the other option?
The second one, someone was asking about the jar. We actually do have a jar. Inside the jar, we have multiple feeder bowls. I'm going to hide the blue crab at the bottom of it, and he'll not only have to figure out how to open the jar, but then navigate either taking the balls out to get the crab or pulling the crab out through the maze.
Wow.
So we like to
so
keep him
cool.
on his toes.
All right, so if you want the pink egg to win, or to be our enrichment device today, why don't you drop a pink heart in the comments? And if you want the jar to win, why don't you drop a red heart in the comments? And we'll keep an eye on them as they come in. In the meantime, Groot, what do you think? He was totally staring at us while that was happening. He was like, wait, which one? Do you think he has a favorite enrichment device?
Gosh, it's hard because he goes through phases where one's really interesting to him, but if you give it to him too often, they'll kind of figure it out and get bored.
Yeah.
Like we said, they're really smart. So we actually utilize a calendar where I keep track of what he gets each time to make sure that every week, every other week, he's getting totally different toys, totally different enrichments, and different things to keep his big brain stimulated.
That's amazing. Someone asked if we can point out his eyes, and they are there. That little horizontal pupil, it's really cool. He's amazing. Okay, I'm seeing lots of red hearts in the comment. I think the jar is winning. What do you think, TikTok? Oh, great question. Is there a difference between a squid and an octopus?
So I know octopus really well. I'm not quite as well versed in squid. So I know that squid have tentacles. Octopus actually have arms.
Yeah.
He has 8 arms. And that's what you're seeing all of his suckers lined up on. And he actually doesn't have any tentacles. A lot of times people will call his arms his tentacles, but these are actually arms.
Someone said they are both aliens, and I would agree with that too. If you've ever seen a squid swim, they are really, really cool animals. But you can see their relation, but they have a lot of differences. Not only in size, but in just complete body composure. So they're really, really cool. Brooke, while you get the enrichment device ready, which I think we're going to go with the jar, right, TikTok? Oh, yeah, lots of red hearts in the comments. While you get the enrichment device ready, can you tell us a little bit about how you got this job and any recommendations for people who want to work with octopuses too?
So I got this job initially at another facility. The best recommendation I can give is to work hard and have a good attitude.
Yeah.
That's really the most I can say. It takes a lot of persistence to get into this field. It's a very tough field to get into.
Yeah, it can be very competitive.
It's very competitive. You face a lot of rejection. What I actually think a great way to get into this field and to really set yourself apart is by volunteering. And AOP here has an incredible volunteer program.
That's right. A lot of our Aquarium staff and husbandry staff, husbandry is the animal caretakers here at the Aquarium of the Pacific, they always recommend getting your foot in the door with the volunteership or an internship, because that just sets you apart automatically if you have that experience of working with an animal. So it's always recommended. So cool. Okay, I think we're ready for the jar.
All right.
Let's do it. TikTok, have you had a good time? Make sure you're following us here on TikTok. This has been so much fun. And there's that crab going into that jar. And most of the animals we're feeding Groot right now are not currently alive, right? Is that previously frozen?
Yes, this is previously frozen. There's nobody home here.
Nobody's home.
Just him.
All gone.
What's really cool is that Groot was actually going to use his beak and his suckers to take apart all of the exoskeleton, because he won't eat it whole, and he'll actually work to get the meat inside. Just like he would forage in the wild, he does that here.
Amazing. Groot is just keeping an eye on us like, what are you doing with that guy? That looks amazing. So here, Brooke is making it a little bit exciting for Groot by adding some extra obstacles in the way, and maybe some extra treats too to kind of entice him. Yeah, as he gets down there.
Like I said earlier, we were feeding him, but he was kind of just holding onto the food because he was so interested in the play. He didn't want to jeopardize his playtime.
Yeah.
So whatever he didn't eat, I'll put in here for him, and that way once we leave and he knows he won't be getting playtime anymore, he might actually start to eat.
So cool. Someone says we're putting him to work. Yeah, Brooke is making this extra hard. But I know with an animal like Groot, who's so intelligent, he'll have no problem at all. And we might not see him open it while we're live, but if anything, we'll have a future video all about him opening it up.
You want to keep him very stimulated. He's super smart. In the wild, they work really hard for their meals, so we want to make sure he works hard and he gets that brain going and he does nice natural behavior.
Yeah, speaking of
the final product,
there is the final enrichment.
We've got it.
Delicious, full of some delicious animals for him. Very cool. Groot, what do you think? Is it time to take the jar? Let's give a round of applause to Groot, who did such an amazing job hanging out with us today. And a round of applause for Brooke as well. This was her first TikTok live, and she did incredible. That was amazing. Oh, you can see Groot knows exactly what to do. He's taking that. He's like, oh, no problem. I'll be taking this. And so Groot is going to work on that for a little while. To eat that crab, or to not only get that whole thing open and then to eat that crab, that takes them a little bit, right?
Yeah, so it'll take him some time. He tends to work on those crabs for well over an hour.
Yeah.
So he's really smart. I'm pretty sure he'll figure out this jar really quick. It looks like he's already starting to get the lip up. You can see right there.
You can see he already has the lid slightly off. Maybe we will watch it.
He's starting to kind of pull on the sides, and that's why I really like the jar, because it's clear, so you can actually see him work on it.
Once he gets inside.
Sometimes.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh, TikTok. What a special animal. I just fell even more in love with octopuses today. and I hope you did too. If you are not already following us here on TikTok, make sure you are, because we like to feature Groot and our 12,000 other animals every single Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific. And you can join us on a future live stream. We'll hang out for a few more minutes because there's just some people arriving. And if you are, welcome. You are joined us for one of my favorite streams that we do here at the Aquarium Pacific, and that is with our octopus. This is Groot, the giant Pacific octopus. That is his eye right there. There's his body and his arms. And what's the difference between arms and tentacles, Brooke?
So octopus are the ones that have arms. You'll see tentacles and things like cuttlefish and squid. However, he has arms. He doesn't have any tentacles. And his arms are all covered with suction cups. So he'll kind of sometimes hold my hand while he eats, but he won't engage much more than that. Oh, I guess he likes holding hands today.
Holding hands. What a sweet guy. Holding hands with Brooke. That's amazing. Great question just came in. Will he eat the other toys in here, or potentially the lid of the jar or the plastic?
No, so we have a rigorous process before we give him anything. It goes through not only our supervisors and our staff, but our veterinary staff as well, to make sure that he has toys that are interesting and fun, but also safe. So he'll use his beak, and he may try to, bite or explore those items, but he won't eat them. He won't have anything unsafe, or he won't ingest anything he's not supposed to.
That's fantastic. This is so cool. Oh my goodness. Let's talk a little bit about his exhibit, so you can see that he has tens of thousands of gallons of water inside of this exhibit. He's also got some exhibit mates. There's some anemone in here, and I know there's some sea stars as well. But you'll notice that we don't have any other octopuses in here, because that would put both of them in danger. They are pretty much dead animals that live solitary lives, so we don't want to add another octopus in here, right, Brooke?
Yes, we don't add any tank mates for him other than his anemones and some sea stars. And actually, we have this live kelp here.
Oh yeah, as
live
well.
Kelp, and he loves his kelp. He'll actually sometimes, if you come to the aquarium, you can see him wrapping himself in it, making little kelp blankets.
But it's really cute.
Beyond those things, we don't give him tank mates like fish or other octopus, because he would actually eat them. So.
Yeah, it could happen. But in other exhibits around the aquarium, like I know we've housed big eye octopuses together before in an exhibit where there was enough room for them to not really interact with each other.
Yes,
and then
octopus are a little more tolerant.
A little chill.
They're a little more chill.
A little more chill. And then I know Dumpling, the day octopus that is in our Tropical Pacific Gallery, she lives with some fish in there. So it just depends on the species of octopus.
Yes.
Brooke, I have a very important question for you. Since this is your first TikTok live, we have to ask you TikTok's favorite question. Does an octopus fart, and does it poop?
So I don't know as much about the farting. I don't think I've ever seen one fart. I don't think I would be able to smell it, so I couldn't really tell you. But when it comes to pooping, they actually do. So we were discussing their siphon earlier, and how they use it to propel in the water and sometimes to, express themselves at us. And they actually poop out of their siphon.
Yeah.
What's really interesting about it is it actually comes out looking a lot like silly string.
Yep. So it's a party every time an octopus poops.
Yes.
There's silly string everywhere.
Yes.
And sometimes it gets caught in the filter here and it cleans up very nicely, but sometimes the other animals inside of this habitat will eat it. So It's a circle of life, the circle of octopus poop. It all happens. Oh my goodness, everyone. Okay, I think we're going to get ready to wrap up. Looks like this is going to be taking Groot a little while, so we'll have to make a future video all about him opening up this jar. That was incredible. You can see he's really working on it. He's got all of those snacks inside, and I can't wait for him to open it up. It's going to be amazing. Brooke, you did incredible for your first TikTok live. Let's give Brooke a round of applause, everybody. And I want to thank our 64 donors who raised over $1,200 for our nonprofit aquarium. Thank you so much. That means the world. Like I said, we are a nonprofit aquarium with a focus on conservation and education, and 100% of your donations goes right back to our aquarium, so we are so thankful. Everyone doesn't want me to leave yet. I know. It's been really, really fun, everyone. This has been awesome. Make sure you're following us so you can join us every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific here in Long Beach, California on TikTok Live. And we'll have to have Groot on a future live stream. You can actually join us on Instagram Live this Friday at 10:30 a.m. We'll be live with Groot again for World Octopus Day. Yes, octopuses have their own day, and we're really excited to bring you some fun content on that day here on TikTok and on our other social media platforms as well, so stay tuned for that. All right, everybody, thank you all so much for joining us. My name is Madeline. I've been behind the camera this whole time. It's been so much fun hanging out with you. Thank you to Groot, and thank you to Brooke, and thanks to my moderator and all of you for joining in. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you on a future live stream. Bye-bye, everybody.